go old school with the countdown music.
Opie Social.
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Opie Social.
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Karl.
This is all just for the radio.
And Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Opie Social.
We are the number one podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? This is the only show about social media that doesn't have any friends on Blue Sky. I'm your host, Karl Hamburger. With me, as always, is Mike Aguirre, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
Rest in peace, Cinema Lords, and hello to everybody else. What's up, guys?
Sad times at the Kirk Minahan show.
It is very sad. Cinema Lord's a great guy. Particularly hated this show and specifically Karl. But everything else, he was a real big fan.
Fuck it.
No, I don't know his take on Who Are These Socials, but a great guy, very sad. So rest in peace to my good pal, Cinema Lords.
You know, Mike, there are rumors going around that Virginia Giuffre didn't kill herself and that I won't read your super chats. The latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat that comes through, and we appreciate the support on this show, of course. But I also want to announce that we do have the super tip system in play tonight. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you want to go. You can participate in the show and help support your friends, Karl and Mike, by going to supertip.gg/WATP. Now, obviously, we start this show a very certain way.
Free Banter! Free Banter!
That's right. We start with banter, but before we do the banter, we have a pre-banter that talks about the banter that we're going to get into during the banter section of the
Ease into
show.
it. Yeah.
Right. We ease into it because if we just abruptly started having a conversation, I think a lot of people would be taken aback.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
banter?
Well, right. And then like a minute goes by and they're like, oh shit, I didn't even realize we're doing the banter segment.
Right. That's
So
nice
what
of
we-
you, actually.
Well, right. Yeah. So what we like to do is, flash the light from the back a few times, give you a 5-minute warning, give you a heads up that we're almost coming up to the banter section.
Banter's coming, guys. Everyone take your places.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We got a little bit of time left. We're flashing everything, making sure people know that it's time for banter. And I'm happy to tell you that we do have a new banter jingle. Again, Dame Taft keeps sending in these jingles for us. And here's the newest one.
The dabbler's sigh, and now we sink into the banter. The wagging tongue and smarty memes sink into the banter. If Mike could see, he'd have a view to a call.
It's amazing the people who are shameless with their singing. They just like, I'm a vocalist. That's close enough. I'll just do it.
Yeah, to hear that and go, that was perfect.
There was a guy who used to do a bunch of parody songs for WATP years ago. PJ Fillium was his name. And I remember the first time he sent in a song, I went, oh my gosh, this guy can't sing worth shit.
Yeah.
But there was something charming and funny about it. And every song he sent in, we played because they were funny. And even though he couldn't hit a note, it worked.
There's something about the art of the parody song where you don't have to have a good voice. Sometimes you just have an interesting voice,
Right. Now, for me, when something's off pitch, it actually causes pain. So it's hard to pull
you're
that.
a music guy.
Well, it can be annoying, I guess is my point. So sometimes it's hard to pull off the close to the note thing. And Dame Taft, God bless him, he's still trying it, which I appreciate. Now, what I want to talk to you about, Mike, is we're going to be live in Boston on June 21st.
What?
I know. Can you believe it? You and me,
Who's allowing this?
the whole WATP crew, Dick Masterson and Johnny, the audio engineer, we're all going to be there in Boston on June 21st at the City Winery, WATPlive.com, where you want to go to get tickets. A lot of tickets have already sold. VIP might be sold out. I think more than half the room is sold. So you want to get on that sooner than later. I just got word. Big announcement right here on WATS. Adam Bush is in. Adam Bush will be joining us
Oh, my God.
in Boston at the City Winery. So
Is there any show that guy won't be on?
I know. He's everywhere. He's everywhere all the time. So this is a little bit awkward, but I hate to put you on the spot actually, but Mike, can we all stay with you? Is that,
Come on by.
is that cool? All right, is that cool?
Plenty of space.
All right, good. All right. I felt weird asking you on the show, but you don't mind, right? The skirt won't have a problem with that.
Baby, Carl needs milk before he goes to bed.
Should you call her in and just ask her before we finalize this? I don't want to, have you guys get into an argument afterwards.
I guarantee she'll be on board. Don't
Beautiful.
worry about it.
Okay. So there's just going to be I think 10 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a lot of drug abuse going on. I hope that's all cool.
That's how I envisioned it.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Also, another big announcement is that Hackamania is coming up next weekend. I will be in Las Vegas on Thursday, which means I cannot do WATS a week from tonight.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
I know. It's a travel day for me, and then we got a big fancy dinner thing that we're doing with Patrick Melton. I still don't know who's paying for it. Guess we'll find out at the end.
You better hope it's not you. That could be a very expensive meal.
It's going to be a very expensive meal. I looked at this website. It is a high-end steakhouse.
Oh, boy.
So that's what I'm doing a week from Thursday. So either we have to reschedule this show, which is a possibility. I don't think I'm flying out until the afternoon, so we could possibly do a morning WATS or something. Or you can just do it on your channel and do the crossover like you've done in the past when I was in San Antonio.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
we'll figure that out. But I just wanted to let you all know that. But mainly, I'm excited to see you in Boston and hang out.
Oh, yes.
It's gonna be a good time.
Sounds
We'll definitely come in a day before. I think the 21st is a Saturday, so we'll probably come in Friday and go out somewhere and hang out with people. I don't know if you're invited to that, Mike, but I'll check with the powers that be, and if you can
I've got
get
a
out.
menu over my face at the next table.
If you can get out, that'd be great. All right, do you want to get right into the show proper?
Please.
All right, we're gonna start off with a guess the sound. Now, this is a game that we play with our buddy Mike, who's not seeing real good these days.
Right.
And
days.
just like our audio listeners who listen to the show, and we try to explain the visual if that's important to the clip that we're playing or not. So Mike has to guess what's going on in this video clip. The rest of us get to watch it. And this one came in from Herman Manley in the Discord. So thank you for sending this in. But first, we have a new Guess the Sound stinger.
Oh, excellent.
And this also comes in from Dame Taft.
Oh, boy.
I'm interested in your thoughts on this one.
All right.
Oh, play the clip for him. Right, Mike, can you guess the sound?
It's as good as all the others, I would say.
I have to say, Lane Staley is one of the most challenging singers to try to duplicate. The guy has had amazing pipes. And so trying to pull off Alice in Chains, it's tough.
I think
Great
that was
song,
on
though.
par with the rest of his jingles. So
You're right. Yep, good point. I was maybe being too judgmental. But do like that song quite a bit. All right. This is a short video. This is going to be tough. In fact, I'm going to put this out here right now. I think this is so challenging that you will not be dinged with a loss if you don't get it. This is just for bonus.
Oh, man.
If you get it
All
right, it's a bonus, but no sweat off your asshole if you don't get it right.
Okay, that's pressure of its own kind, but all right.
Interesting. Okay, well, let's see if you can guess the sound. Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah, I'll hear it once more.
Okay, let's hear it one more time.
I mean, there's a girl being scared, obviously.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Snuck up upon in some way.
Okay, but that yell changed halfway through. You might
did.
have noticed. Any ideas why that would be or how that might come about? This is impossible.
Boy, I don't know.
This
Yeah.
is impossible. Okay, so this girl sets up her phone, filming herself, and she's out in the woods. And she's doing one of those things that I've seen this before on social media where women do this therapy session where they just scream real loud and it's supposed to, I don't know, relieve stress or something. So she's going out there and she's in the woods and she starts doing this yell thing. And then there's a guy she can't see taking a shit in the woods. And he thinks that she's yelling at him. So he gets up and starts running with his pants around his knees. And then she's like, "Wah!" Totally freaks her out. She goes fucking running.
I thought maybe a bug was crawling up her leg or something. So I don't
Yeah.
It wasn't
That's
too close.
That's what I mean. It's impossible. Let me play it again now that you know what this is.
You know what? Now I can hear it perfectly, actually. Now it all makes so much sense.
9 White Dabbler. Yes, primal scream therapy is what that is called.
That's good.
It resets the menstrual cycle.
That's where you know
According
we've
to our
gotten to a pretty good place as a country where they're like, just go outside and scream.
It'll make everything better.
Yeah.
You don't think that in Palestine they're doing that? You don't think that they're just...
I think they may have bigger problems.
Okay, yeah.
They're screaming for different reasons.
Picking up what you're putting down on that. Let's check out some music. We like to listen to music early on in the show. It's a nice warm-up for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Who are these music? Who are these music?
And Mike, you sent this over to me. Actually, someone else sent this to me as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
well, it's because we know you love gay stuff.
It is, yes, that is true.
But gay music, particularly rap, you've said.
Yeah.
But I like some country jams, and I thought this might tickle your fancy a little bit. This might get into the country genre.
Oh, you know what? This is on Instagram, so I probably shouldn't try to do this on Instagram because it's a stupid player. I don't know why certain websites are impossible to play video from, but I have it right here.
I ain't gay, but I do gay stuff. Like fucking dudes in the back of my truck. A little ass slap don't mean I'm queer. I just suck some dick when I drink my beer. I ain't nothing wrong with a little squeeze. It don't mean shit if you're on your knees. I love my guns and I have my rights. And I fuck dudes on Friday nights. I ain't gay, I just love my bros. And taking back shots in camo clothes. I watch football and I spit my chalk. Then stroke my buddy in the bathroom stall. I ain't gay, now hear me out. I just like men and I say it proud.
That's something you can implement in your life. When people start calling you gay or just do it, you know?
That's a good point. I could be
You
like,
just love your bros.
Yeah, on the weekends maybe, but I get to business Monday through Friday.
If you stick that between Luke Combs and Jelly Roll, and you're not really paying attention,
oh
that's
yeah,
a jam.
Right? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. And that's AI, of course. And I'm trying to get away from playing AI in the show, but country music might as well be AI, like modern country music. They're all so formulaic. All these songs sound the same.
That was part of the reason it piqued my interest too, is because I've heard a lot of people say this recently. It's a big take of my pal Big J Okerson, who says country is easy, like anyone could do it.
Yes.
There's just it's very formulaic now, hit country anyways. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a pretty good example because that's a jam.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It sounds as good as anything that's out on the radio as far as country goes. And I saw a video once on YouTube where they mashed up the 5 top country songs at that time. This is a few years back. And literally the chord progressions were the same, and where the choruses came in were the same, and the bridges. It's just like, it's crazy how easy it is to be a country artist.
There's also a great. I'm a big Bo Burnham fan, and he has a great song called "Pandering," which is his version of a country song, and it's kind of what you're talking about, where he just shits all over country music, but while doing it, makes it actually a good country song.
Right. It's that easy.
Yeah.
I want to thank the people who are supporting us, and we got to hit the jingle.
Yay, super chats.
That's right. You can support the show. Supertip.gg/WATP. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Get in there.
Come on, gang. What are you saying? Let's start a rally.
We're not begging. Here's Anonymous coming in.
Hey, Opie, you have a purty mouth.
Oh, man. Opie is really getting upset with people saying that his mouth is purple or
because
black.
It's not, guys. You're really taking that angle, guys. You're really doing that now.
Oh, because Anthony's an alcoholic, so now you have to. What do you say? A raging alcoholic? Anthony's a raging alcoholic.
Oh, because Anthony's mouth is a normal color. You're saying mine is purple.
We have some Opster coming up in a little bit. His TikTok is fascinating to me. Hughesy's heinous gout, but Dame Taft coming in.
I will tell you how Mike knows when he's done wiping. He wipes and sends me a photo of the paper. I respond with a voice text, either encore, meaning continue, or eureka, meaning success. It's a G.
It's an arduous process, but that is how I do it, yeah.
I like that there's coded words. It can't just be like, yep, you're good.
Well, we don't want people spying on us.
Well, good point. Yes, it does make it more fun that way. Dame Taft also giving us a 99-cent super sticker just to get Hughesy's gout foot on the screen. I see what you're doing there. Carl from E Bottoms World with the E Bottoms World logo. I like that. Hey, Mike, I heard Kirk had an opening. Too soon?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, a little bit.
Germs Pyromobile with $1.43. I believe that means I love you.
Oh, how sweet.
We love you too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Germs. All right, let's head over to Instagram and see what's doing over there.
Blinded like
Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
This one came in from Benz in our Discord. And he wrote, this guy is following on that shitty-ass Keenan Bank trend, recording themselves buying food from restaurants for the homeless. This one has a little bit of a different angle, though. So it's going to start off where there's two videos here. The first one is a burger joint that this gentleman comes into.
How much for the burger?
$13.
Could I get 100?
100? Okay. Are we expecting more people today?
Feeding homeless people.
You feeding the homeless?
Yeah.
All right. Definitely have to talk to my boss about that.
Are you that guy that does that? Feeding the homeless?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you buy 100?
Yeah, I buy 100.
I'm gonna pay.
Dude, it's 100 burgers.
It's that time of year. It's the right thing to do. What you do is amazing. So thank you very much.
You're paying for all 100 burgers?
All 100 burgers.
Well, thank you. What's your name?
My name's Lucas.
Well, thank you, Lucas.
We got 100 burgers to go.
100 burgers.
It's on us.
Bro, I can't take 100 burgers. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't have a choice. My boss said we're doing it. So
I don't got a
happy to
choice?
do it. It's a lot for them, so we're happy to take 100 burgers out.
Wow. Thanks.
Thank you, of course.
That means a lot. Thank you.
So now it says works every time. And he's back in his house. He's got all the burgers lined up on the table, and he's just chowing down on the burgers.
Oh, I like this guy.
Yeah. And it's time elapsed, so you could see every burger getting eaten over time. He just chows down on it.
That's great, too, because I was thinking when the guy goes, you're that guy that does that. And the answer is obviously no, which tells you how many assholes are doing this on the internet now, just for views.
Correct. Especially because they don't like to show themselves on the camera. So, yeah, they'll just be like, yeah, I'm that guy you saw.
Oh, true. Yeah, you could just be anyone.
Here's another one with a pizza place that goes a little bit differently, but this is also fun.
How much is it for the pizza?
$19.23.
Could I get 20 more?
Like right now?
Like right now?
It's gonna take a minute.
That's all right.
Yeah? What's it for?
The homeless.
So you're paying for the homeless?
Yeah.
Can we help out?
You don't got to, man.
Oh, we'd love to help out.
Well, how about you make the pizzas and we'll figure it out after?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Josh.
Nice
You?
to meet you, Josh. Tommy. This is my family's business. This is my daughter, Haley.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I came to the right place. Let's support a family business then. Thank you.
Yep, here you go. We'll help you bring them out. Where are we going?
Pay first.
No, we're taking care of it.
No, you can't. You can't.
What do you mean?
Dude, there's 20 pizzas. I can't let you pay for all 20. Seriously.
This is for the homeless, right? You're not just taking this and going to have a party, right?
No, it's me. I promise.
Okay. So now, he's getting hooked up with all this free pizza. And now he's going, it says, quick pit stop on the way to downtown Houston.
With me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for
He's
me.
buying a Sharpie and some poster boards.
Don't pull up at
And he wrote, pizza $3 per slice on the poster board.
6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how
And at the end of it, he says, I'm exhausted, but we made $502.
I like it when you love.
I'm sure the people that like this video, like us, get it. And I'm sure there are other people that are like, you're a fucking asshole. You're taking it, whatever. But this man, I hope everyone understands, this man is necessary.
Yes.
He's actually doing great work because this is needed to offset people like Keenan Bank. So everyone stops doing this.
Correct. I love this. Because, yeah, the places are going to get wise to it and be like, no. We don't know what you're doing with this food. We're not giving you anything.
Yeah, this is a necessary man.
Well, so he went and sold all these pizza slices, and now he's gambling with the money that he made online. So he's playing blackjack, and I think he loses all of his money. I think he loses it all.
That's too bad.
It's even better. So good catch, Benz.
Yes. Yeah.
That's-
and thank
that's
you
pretty
thank you
fun.
to Josh or whatever that guy's name is for.
Yeah, well done.
Bring some balance back to society.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want to talk about Hilaria Baldwin?
I guess. Yeah.
She has an Instagram account. I don't know if you noticed this. It's called Hilaria Baldwin and Alec Baldwin Insta.
Oh,
Like they have
really?
a joint account now.
Well, so what's really infuriating is she makes Alec collab with her.
Mm-hmm.
So Alec shares all of her videos as well.
Right.
And this goes back to the reason I first started covering Alec Baldwin is because this is after the Rust shooting, mind you. His life is in peril. And he makes a video where he's like, Hilaria is very close to 1 million followers. Let's get her over that hump. And meanwhile, the family is grieving.
Wasn't it for her birthday too? Was it like her birthday was
it might have
coming
been,
up?
yeah.
I remember you playing that video. It was hilarious.
Be a great surprise for her birthday.
Yes.
So he's been trying to get her followers for years now. It's crazy. So I didn't realize that was the Instagram account. It's like them.
Yeah,
sharing
now it's
one is a very
combined.
couple.
Now it's combined.
I really thought when this show ended, I'd be rid of her, but she keeps popping up in my timeline now, and it's getting cringier and cringier because she's trying to sell this book.
Right. I think that show gave her the taste.
It awakened a
fame.
beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like hungry for it. She's like, I need to be on TV and on the internet.
Because there's also videos. Boys, feel free to check them out. But she's making like yoga videos and shit. Now. She's posting a lot more than she was before the show. So I think you're onto something.
Yep. All right. Well, she's being taught how to act by Alec, who obviously is a fantastic actor.
Sure.
And here's an example of that.
Day 1 of acting classes with my husband.
The horror. The horror.
Good God, Lemon.
No. Good God, Lemon.
Good God, Lemon.
No, more thunder. Good God, Lemon.
And then the payoff is she holds up 2 lemons in her hand. And Alec goes, oh, come on, you're too much.
Ain't they the cutest, these two?
As if Alec didn't know she had lemons in her hand.
I think there's a real chance she's actually trying to act. Like if Alec does get a gig, I think she's going to weasel her way in there.
Yes. She definitely wants it.
This is not, she's not, we were talking about on Kirk's show today, we were talking a lot about the Belichick stuff.
Yes.
With his girlfriend who's controlling his life.
It's hilarious.
So actually, Jordan, whatever the fuck her name is, Jordan, or however they pronounce it, she actually does make Hilaria look a little better. But like, if you're measuring them, Hilaria is not far off from what Jordan is doing. Because she's just been doing it a lot longer than Belichick's girl.
Now, you probably covered this with Kirk today, but I heard that they were doing a reality show, like a Hard Knock style reality show, where it was going to be Bill Belichick taking over as the coach for, was it North Carolina?
Not a Hard Knocks style reality show. Hard Knocks was going to be North Carolina football this year.
Okay, right. Because Bill Belichick's taking over the head coaching job.
Yeah. And the girl was such a pain in the ass to deal with that HBO was like, never mind. We'll cover the Texans or something.
This dumb,
figure it out.
This dumb, what, 24-year-old? How old is she?
24, I think. Yeah,
she's 24.
Maybe.
She's such a pain in the ass that she halted an entire production for a television show because she was being overbearing.
It's sad to watch these men that I love so much. Bill Belichick was a god. And by the way, I've said this on Kirk's show too, but like, if there was a Hall of Fame of guys that don't need a fucking publicist, it's Bill Belichick.
Yep.
He's made a career off telling people to go fuck themselves.
Yep.
And Alec Baldwin is this great actor, and he's just being made a mockery of on Instagram. Guys, have you not had your dick sucked enough? Like,
right.
What is the limit?
There's other pussy out there.
Yes.
Maybe it's not as good, but keep some dignity while you do that. Isn't, not to get way off on this tangent, but isn't Bill Belichick writing a book now or wrote a book?
So that's why he's out there. That's why I did that CBS interview and everything. He's promoting this book, and she's like by his side, and they'll ask him questions, and she's like, "We're not talking about that." And it's like, what does he need her there for?
Why would he want to write a book? He doesn't want to tell anyone anything.
Right.
He's a very private, guarded man. He always has been.
Right, but even like, I guess she was even answering like football questions. Like she's like, "Yeah, we're not going to talk about that." And it's like, Belichick's done that. If he doesn't want to talk about it, he's told the media for 30 years to go fuck themselves.
That's a weird case. Well, getting back to Hilaria Baldwin.
Yes.
Let's see another scene that they're acting out as she's learning how to act.
Well, are you going to marry me or not?
I'm not steak. You can't order me. Do you like my accent?
And the envelope, please. You carry your work.
I've only lived in New York for 20 years.
She's like, can you imagine me living in a place with a totally different accent?
Yeah, it's amazing the lack of self-awareness. Did you like my accent? Okay, we know you do accents.
It's almost like I don't live in New York. We don't live in Spain either, honey. I don't know what to tell you.
Let me just read some of the comments from this video.
Please.
Because I was enjoying that. Of course, this is on their Instagram page. And the first comment with 484 likes says, Her voice is so annoying. This video is 13 seconds long. She might say 8 words. And
I would actually, after watching the show, I'd advise her to speak in the Spanish accent again. Because at least it gives you're not as focused on her personality. You know, like when she's regular, you're like, oh God, she's so grating when when she's doing the Spanish thing, you're like, this bitch thinks she's Spanish. Isn't that funny? You're not focusing on what a maniac she is.
Right. Mask it with other reasons to hate you. Right.
Yeah.
I get it. Makes sense. The next comment says, what is she wearing? Dress for a 12-year-old? That has 112 likes. And then the third one here says, can't stand her. And that has 145 likes. So I wonder how this is being, if she's even looking at this and knows that everyone despises her.
And that's what I want to know is like, who's a Hilaria fan? Are we going to find like Julia Fox's book? Like, are there going to be reviews of this book where it's like, I learned how to parent thanks to Hilaria Baldwin?
That's a good point. Because when Mike and I first started doing it, we got to schedule another crossover for this month of May. When we started doing Julia Fox's book, I was reading up on it and researching what people thought about it. And I think you and I were both blown away that there are actually Julia Fox fans out there.
You go, girl.
Yeah, talking about how good this book was. I was like, I did not expect to see any of this. This is wild that that's happening. But yeah, you're right. You never know. Maybe there's, I wonder how her book's going to do.
Yeah, I'm sure it's flying off the shelves.
Will she read it in a Spanish accent when she does the audiobook?
I can only hope.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I want to thank real quick.
Yay, super chats.
Wes Little coming in with $5. Love you, Karl. Love you, Mike. Cock meat sandwiches all around.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's really into cock meat sandwiches.
Well, who isn't?
And then Hughesy's heinous goutfoot, Dame tapped again. Mike, I'm sending you gout. The agony is exquisite.
Oh, no. I hope not.
I don't think you can do that. I know you can like mail anthrax, but I don't think you can like mail people gout.
Well, here's to hoping that's true.
Yeah, here's to hoping because Homeland Security is going to have a whole new thing, whole new division to start up if that's the case. Mike, you ever hear of a guy named John Cerasani?
I have, actually, yes. He's very influential.
Yeah, so he was a guy who left corporate America. He was a B2B salesperson who decided to get out of the rat race. Even though he was making tons of money, he's like, I know my worth. And he started his own company. And then he sold his own company and he made millions from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on the internet and started bragging about how he never has to work again.
Yep.
And telling us all about how work is for suckers. If you're working, you're a sucker. And then he started up multiple businesses as we watched him on the internet.
Well, sure. That's for fun.
The most recent one is he's a professional gambler, specifically blackjack.
Yeah.
He goes to casinos. He's a gambling influencer. He has a pamphlet you can purchase from him. He'll sign it for you.
Yeah, if I can defend my friend John here, you're kind of calling him a hypocrite for going back to work. If you lose all your money, that's not working, idiot.
Well,
he's doing nothing where he makes money.
No, I have news for you. Yes, he never loses. He never ever loses.
I forgot about that.
Which is incredible, honestly, how blackjack works. But he recently went to the Venetian in Las Vegas. And he had an interesting experience that threw him off a little bit. He wasn't ready for this.
Yeah.
I'm literally at the Venetian right now. I want to gamble a little bit. I have a marker out from like a month ago. They've never sent me a statement or anything. I've never lost here. So this marker is sitting there. Well, I was going to gamble with this guy, Don Jackson.
Okay, so I just want to point out. He said, I've never lost here. Okay? Yeah. He's never lost in the Venetian. Yeah. You know, he does all this gambling. He's never lost there. And yet for some reason he owes the casino money. So already we have a customer complaint. I don't know why he's talking.
To pay for his winnings, I'm sure.
I don't know why he's telling Instagram this and not talking over with the Venetian. But this is the route he has taken.
Yeah, clearly there's been an error.
Right. He's never lost there, and he owes the money, and he's telling Instagram about it. Sir, we're not going to be able to solve this for you. I hate to tell you, I don't have any connection with the Venetian.
You know what? I didn't even really put that together as I was watching the video, that what's happening is he can't bitch about the money he owes the Venetian because he constantly tells us how he's winning hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So what he has to say is, I never lose. I owe them this small amount of money. It's a vig, you know. They take a percentage of my winnings, I guess, and I owe them that. Like, he's making up this lie around why he owes them money.
Well, in this video, I think you're jumping ahead. In this video, he's claiming he definitely does not owe them money. He doesn't even know where this came from.
No, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I was going to gamble with this guy Don Johnson tonight. You can't gamble. You can't access your credit line because you're outstanding balance. You know who I am, dude? I'm an outstanding balance, bro. Okay? You don't think I have a 780 credit score, pal?
So right there, I'm like, okay, this is a joke. A 780 credit score is not the best.
That's good.
It's considered very good.
Yeah.
But then there's 800 and above is excellent. So it's weird to brag about a 780, in my opinion. You're a multimillionaire bragging about a 780 credit score.
Particularly weird about it is your credit score is not dinged when you lose a hand of blackjack.
Correct.
So I don't know how it applies.
Has nothing to do with you owing the Venetian money for losing at blackjack in the
Unless you just don't pay it. Then eventually it hits your credit score. But
you don't want to gamble here? Hey, send me a statement if I owe you money. Send me a statement. So stupid.
Who the fuck is he talking to? Let me read from the comment section of this video. It says, markers are considered checks in Vegas. Statement is needed. Just have the cage/collections run the marker to the bank account tied to the line of credit. Looks like a Gen Pop move on your part.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, someone's explaining to him, like, you don't have to go to Instagram to bitch about this. There's a way to figure this out.
John, I'll call the Venetian. Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Yeah, let me get on this
Mike
for you.
here.
All right. So then he puts out another video the same weekend, bitching more about this Venetian mix-up that he's currently enduring.
Earlier tonight, I made a post about the Venetian. I didn't tell my host I was coming. He would have.
By the way, I want to point out, he is shirtless with a gold chain standing on his balcony so he can show off the view that he has from the hotel room that he's in.
Thank you for painting that picture for me.
Yeah, so I just want to let you know that this wasn't just like let me just talk to Instagram for a minute. This was all right, I'm going to go upstairs and take my shirt off, get my jewelry on. Yeah, this is well planned out.
Earlier tonight, I made a post about the Venetian. I didn't tell my host I was coming. He would have cleared it up. I didn't know what I was walking into. I got a $250,000 credit line. I owed them a marker that's much less from about 6 weeks ago. I figured I could access the rest of my credit line.
Whoa. I remember him saying he's never lost at the Venetian.
Yeah.
He forgot that 6 weeks ago he lost at the Venetian and owes them money?
Okay, once he lost.
But I don't know if you know what the word never means, Mike.
Well, no, here's maybe something I don't know. The word credit line. If he has $250,000 of credit,
right,
and he owes them much, much less,
yeah,
what's the big deal?
I think that's what he's saying.
Well, right. What I'm saying is the Venetian should look at that and say, well, John, you can run up much more of a tab, but it seems like he must owe them.
Oh, yeah, good
more
point.
Than that, right?
Yeah, you're right. Good point. Because what is a credit line if you can't use that all as credit?
Right. Why would they be like, hey, you owe us $8,000, pal?
Interesting.
He's allowed to spend $250,000.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good point.
They said, no, you're overdue. I go, guys, do you want to send me an invoice? Should I just put the money in a brown paper bag and leave it on the porch? Tell me how to pay it to you, pal. Me and the legendary Don Johnson, we're going to play there, dude. But you know what, Venetian?
It's the second time he's dropped Don Johnson's name. Is this the Don Johnson he's referring to, or just a guy who's a famous
Don
name?
Johnson gets bigger in stature every time.
Right, yeah.
If you notice, the first time he goes, this guy, Don Johnson. This time he's like, the great Don Johnson.
The
no, I don't believe
legendary.
it's the Don Johnson.
It can't be.
No, I don't think so.
After all these years of working together, okay? You downgraded my rooms.
Oh.
You took me from diamond level to ruby level.
Oh.
You know what, buddies? I'm cool. I'm
admitting
cool
a lot
stopping
here.
playing with you. I'm up $800,000, pal. All right? I'd get rid of me too, buddy. Okay? It's fine.
Well, he talks real cool to his phone. You notice that? Like, this is the conversation he wants to be having with the management or someone high up in the Venetian. But instead he's doing it to his phone.
Yeah. He's being a Karen, but to us.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool, man.
But he also thinks he has this because he has the word influencer in his head, where he thinks like we're all his fans that follow him on Instagram. I actually have to ask. When I looked at his profile this week, I saw a buddy of mine from college follows him on Instagram. I have to ask, like, are you a real John Cerasani fan? Or are you like everyone else? Like, do we all laugh at this guy? Because in his mind, he's looking at it like the way Howard Stern would talk to his fans, where he would bitch about something and we would all go, fuck them, Howard, fuck management, fuck John DeBella, whoever. And not even really give it a lot of thought because we all thought Howard was right.
Right.
But with John, we're not these diehard fans of his, so we're listening to what he's saying. And you're like, what do you mean, where do I pay them? You deal with them seemingly all the time.
Right.
Like, you know where to pay them.
It's fine. Okay, buddy? But let me know where to send that marker to give you about 10% of the money. I'm up on Jan. Let me know how that works out, pal. Just an email, UPS. You can send a singing telegram, dude. John, P.O. Box this. Here's the wire instructions. Whatever you want to do, buddy. Okay? Because here's what I did after I left the Venetian, dude, when you didn't let me play. I went to the Westgate, and I lost 10 grand. But then I won 10 grand.
Take that, Venetian. I'm going to lose my money somewhere else.
If you lose 10 grand and then get 10 grand back, it's not winning.
Oh, no. In his mind, he's up with this.
I won 10 grand.
Yep. This guy's ego is so fragile. The place goes, yeah, I'm sorry. We can't offer you a line of credit. You actually owe us some money. Oh, fuck you. I'm going to make multiple videos. I'm going to go gamble somewhere else. And dude, just take care of your fucking business.
It's also
What's
weird.
going on here?
Maybe I just don't know enough about gambling to know how the numbers line up. But it is always weird to me. He always wins back the exact amount he lost. Right. It's always I lost 10 grand, but then I won 10 grand. I lost 100,000, but then I won 100. It's never I lost 10 grand, but then I got 9 of it back.
Right.
It's always the exact amount. He's always even or up.
Right, or up. I was gonna say, or he'll say, and then I made 15, and now I'm a 5. Like I think we're about to see in a minute.
And I'm still fixated on this. So the Venetian contacts him, whether in person, via email, however they do it, and they say, John, you owe us X amount of dollars.
Yep.
We're not going to tell you how to pay it.
Right.
Does that seem
that's a
logical
mystery? You got to solve a puzzle first.
You have to solve these riddles 3, John.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
you can pay the Venetian.
Doesn't make any sense.
But then I won 10 grand and ended up leaving up there $200.
He's up 200. This is a guy who talks about.
I was wrong.
He's a guy who talks about winning millions of dollars. We're going to hear in a little bit. And he literally just said, and then he ended up winning $200.
Hey.
What kind of bets are you making that you can even win $200? That's not high roller stuff right there. I would think that in John's mind, that's a wash, but okay.
You don't stop and pick up $200 if you're John.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm getting confused about how much of a high roller this guy really is, the way he's talking right now. He's at the ruby level. He's not even at diamond right now. He's talking about winning $200.
That's humiliating. You don't want to be down with me on the ruby level.
This is embarrassing.
Grand and ended up leaving up there $200. Then I went to the Aria, dude, and it was a little bit of a battle, dude. I was stuck on a double deck table. I don't like double deck because they don't let you surrender. Well, how did that go, bud? How did that go? Here's how it went, pal. That's $10,000. I'm up that. And then what'd you do? You went back to your room at the Cosmo. This one, yeah, but I stopped at the Talon Club on the way. Please stop. Just stay there. No. Okay? I stopped at the Talon Club, and I won $5,000. That's 15 grand. Well, how did it go earlier, pal? It went great earlier. I'm about 20 grand on the day. Because winners mother effing win. Believe in yourself. Never give up. When they say you're a deadbeat, they say you owe them money. Dude, you know who you are, bro. You know who you are. Let their little computer say whatever it wants. You know who you are. You know what your character is, buddy. All right, pal?
Dude, he's literally talking himself off the ledge.
Is he suggesting they're lying about the money he owes? He's like, oh, you say whatever you want about this money I owe. Well, they're right? They're not making
They're obviously right, because he started up by saying they're lying. I've never lost here. And then he's going, they just won't tell me how to pay them. And I want to pay them, but they won't let me play. So I went and played somewhere else.
Put it this way: the Venetian, to my knowledge, does not have a reputation. They've never called me and said, "Mike, you owe $6,000," and I'm like, God, that can't be right.
That's
there
the
must
scam
be
they
some
play,
money
yeah.
owed here.
That's the scam they play. They have facial recognition. If you ever walk into the casino, they know you've been there. They tell you owe them money, and you're like,
You
"Fuck,
owe us
all
a
right."
bunch of money. Sorry,
Damn
buddy.
it. This is one of the most embarrassing videos John's ever made. This one. He's literally like talking himself up. He's like, "You're a winner. Come on. Winners win. That's what we do around here. We're winners." This is like a Chad Zumach move where he's like pumping himself up. He's like, "I'm not a loser. I have friends and I do comedy and I'm really good at it." Like, okay, man. If you say so.
And keep in mind, he doesn't owe this money. Just remember that as well.
Well, I think he's acknowledged that he does at this point. He just doesn't know how to pay them.
Nah,
right?
No, he never loses though. How could he?
I know. It's all very confusing. So the third clip in this trilogy says a lot. I learned a lot from this clip.
Okay.
One thing I don't do is not pay people back, and I figured the Venetian would have sent me where I should send this damn money, but they never did.
And I just want to point out, when he is wearing a shirt, it's always one of his stupid shirts. This one's not Gen Pop. It's got a whole design. I've never even seen this before. It looks like a Metallica logo. It's a whole thing going on. But isn't that interesting? He's just like, "Oh, I pay my debts." You see how this changed from the beginning of like, what the fuck? How even dare you say I would owe you money? How's that even possible?
You got the wrong guy.
I have a 780 credit score. You think I owe someone money? That's ridiculous. And now it's totally changed.
One thing I don't do is not pay people back, and I figured the Venetian would have sent me where I should send this damn money, but they never did. And last night they said I'm past due. So we're going in right now to pay these guys the marker.
So that might be the answer to your question about the credit line.
Mm-hmm.
The credit line is there, but it's past due. Like he's got to make good on it, and then he's got the $250,000 credit again. Right. But if you owe money and you're not paying, and you're, I guess he said it was 6 weeks ago, so maybe he's 14 days past due on a net 30.
It should be pocket change to him, no? It should be, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Well, right. It's all the confusion was, I don't know how to give you guys money. It's like, well, the cashier's right there. It's a giant sign. You haven't seen that before?
And he was talking about all the money he won at all the other casinos. So
right.
It should be no big deal.
Shouldn't be a problem at all.
Now to pay these guys the marker, netted at zero. And honestly, after them basically calling me a deadbeat last night, I'm thinking about not playing here anymore. I'm up a lot on them. I really
They
do
didn't call
like
you a
this place
deadbeat. You owed the money.
And think about those strong words right there. I'm thinking about not playing here anymore. And I want to point out that he did tag the Venetian on this video. He wanted the Venetian to see this and be like, "Oh my gosh, are we going to lose John Cerasani as a client? We can't let this happen."
The deadbeat is such, like, he's showing so much about how he thinks about himself, like his own lack of self-confidence. He portrays great confidence, but that's an extreme lack of self-confidence. If I was just like, hey, Karl, you got that the super chat money for this month? And you were like, "Oh, so you think I'm a deadbeat that's never going to pay?" I'd be like, "Well, I mean, now I do."
You're right. Now I'm starting to think that.
I didn't before.
Mike, that's what I mean. I said this during the last video. His ego is so fragile. It doesn't take much at all. And you can tell that by the way he responds to people who make fun of the waterfall he has in his bathroom.
Right,
It
yeah.
loses his mind over. It's like, all right, man, you're doing fine. You don't need everyone to love you, right?
That's the thing. Of all the people we talk about, John Cerasani on paper is actually the most respectable. Like,
Yes.
I believe he built a business and all that stuff that like, I'm sure he does have some level of business acumen. He actually is an expert in the stuff he pretends to be an expert in, or claims to be an expert in, I should say. Like,
Right.
he's done things that these other people pretend they've done. And then he goes online and ruins all that.
Which is why this is so embarrassing. Correct.
Anymore. I'm up a lot on them. I really do like this place a lot. I've had a lot of great victories here. I'm probably up close to $1 million.
Okay, I love that right there. So, as if it matters what casino you're in when you're playing blackjack.
Mhm.
But this place, he's up probably $1 million. I'm sure you are, John. That's totally how blackjack works. This guy's always winning. He's always up. It's mathematically impossible for that to be the case with blackjack. It doesn't work that way.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, too, I like a lot of great victories. Like, it's watching Vinatieri kick a last-minute field goal when the dealer flips an 8 over. It's like, oh my God, what a tremendous victory for John Cerasani.
But at the end of the day, dude, you know, you get that bad vibe. God, what's not to like about this place though? Look at it. It is really nice here. I ain't gonna lie, and I've always won here, but whatever, dude. They never told me where to send the money for the marker. I had money on a credit line available, and they said I couldn't access it until I paid my marker back.
Dude, you don't have to tell anyone anything about this. We wouldn't know about it. This wouldn't be a big deal.
He's still on this "they never told me" thing. So what are you doing now? Just leaving a sack of money at the doorstep?
Well, that's what he was complaining about. It's like, yeah, I mean, you could probably just figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I said, go to the cashier and ask. Hey,
every other transaction you've made there, it's probably the same.
Right. If you went to the cashier and you said, hey, my name's John Cerasani, I have a line of credit. They're telling me that I have a past due invoice. They'd go on their computer and go, yep, you owe us $80,000.
No, they'd go, oh, you're the deadbeat from Instagram? Get out of here, you trash.
Get out of here. Security.
I go, dude, you want just to wire it to just make up a number? Come on, pal. But I'm going to go pay it off now, netted at zero. And to all the people at the Venetian, I've really loved working with you guys. Aww. My host is awesome. Everyone's really great here.
Oh, he's saying his goodbyes to the fine folks at the Venetian. It's like,
why is there noise going on in the background? How is everyone not at attention?
I know, right? People are just going about their day. They're not even
we'll
realizing.
Miss you, Johnny.
John Cerasani might be leaving.
Like Jeter's
so kind of saddens me.
Right, yes.
My host is awesome. Everyone's really great here, so it kind of saddens me that I'm going to probably write them off now. But hey, I'm leaving up a lifetime winner here. And, you know, not too many people can say that about this place. A lot of people have lost a lot of money here. But it is what it is. Much love, Venetian, going back all the way to a few years ago when I won that poker tournament for $250,000 here. Hey, man. All right?
Okay. This is what stopped me in my tracks. This is what I want to talk about. He just said he won a poker tournament at the Venetian that netted him $250,000. Yeah. Now, the way blackjack works, because I play a lot of blackjack, is there's definitely a strategy, and you can play the odds to the best of your ability, and the house still has an advantage. And so sometimes you get lucky, and you might try some things that you shouldn't, and you hit on it, and you make some money. That's fine. Poker is an actual game of skill. Poker is a game that the pros can make money playing poker consistently.
Right.
He wrote a fucking book about blackjack. He's winning poker tournaments, and he didn't write a book about poker? If I knew a guy who won a poker tournament, won $250,000, I would want to read that book. I'd be like, oh, what should I be doing? Because I could never win a poker tournament at the Venetian.
We'll get to that's book number 2. He's making his way up to poker. He has so many talents. It's hard.
I am telling you, Mike, and everything that he says is like, if you and I are commenting on this, like, how could this be? You don't know how to give them money. You can't figure this out. You just pick, oh, you guys don't fucking get it. You guys don't understand any of this. I'm like, no, I kind of understand gambling. I've spent a lot of time in Vegas and at casinos, and none of this makes any sense.
I don't really. So what I really can't understand is a casino, because he says there in that video, he's like, what am I supposed to just guess a number and wire you the money? There's no way the Venetian said, hi, John Cerasani, you owe us some amount of money. We're not going to tell you what it is.
How much, dude? You think I can tell you that? You think I'm authorized to give you that kind of information?
Come on, man. Just send us the money. Quit messing around.
I've seen Ocean's 11. I know what you're up to right now. This is the whole scheme, isn't it?
I just like John walking out in black and white with My Way playing on his last day at the Venetian.
I know he's trying to turn this into a thing, and it's just not a thing. Let me read from the comment section of this video.
Okay.
Someone wrote, just pay what you owe and stop making a song and dance about it.
Yes.
You knew you owed them. Take some initiative and sort it instead of bad-mouthing them. It's not hard to pay off who you owe money to. Get over yourself. They don't need you, buddy. And he responded to this, Mike.
Oh, God. John,
and he wrote, clueless gen popper that has zero idea how it works at a casino.
Yeah, that's true. That's me, too.
But that's always his excuse. Like, we're pointing out very obvious things like, well, just go ask someone how much you owe them, and they probably have paperwork around it. I'm sure there's dates. And
But if it's about being poor, the Venetian has a lot more money than John Cerasani. Correct. And they seem to not understand it. Like,
yes.
They're wrong in this instance. So I don't even get that, really.
Anyway, fantastic trilogy of videos, John.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Yeah, that's great work.
That's what
can't
we
wait
love
to see what
about.
he has in store next.
That's what we love about John right there.
Yay, Super Chats.
I want to remind the 500 people who are watching us live that they can support the show and participate in it by going to supertip.gg/WATP. And KFT is doing that.
Well, Carl, of course, there is Julia Fox fans. They are called Democrats. I and my fellow Trump supporters support celebrities like O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
Is that me?
Yeah, that was you, Mike.
I've gotten worse somehow.
My voice has gotten way worse, too. I got to talk to Moody about that.
What's going on?
Yeah. I've gotten much more flamboyant
Huh.
since it first started with this. Anonymous coming in.
Thank you for downgrading me, Venetian. Now I have to hang out with those Hackamania W2s at the plaza.
That's right. We're gonna see John Cerasani in downtown Vegas at the plaza.
John's going to be hitting Cardiff up for money.
Moping around. It's going to be so embarrassing. Hackamania.com. You can stream all of the live shows that we're doing, all the podcasts that we're doing. If you go to hackamania.com, use promo code WATP for 10% off. And I misspoke on WATP yesterday. I think I said that you could watch the videos afterwards. And I heard Patrick Melton say on his show that you have to watch them live and then they're gone. So sign up for that. Watch the shows live. That's the
What
time
will
to
you
watch
lie
it.
about next, folks?
I didn't know. With Dabble House, we keep that shit up there for everyone. You can still sign up for dabblecon.live and watch all the videos we do from Dabble House, all the Kate Meany taped season 2. Next pick says FMC, meaning F. Mark Carney.
I don't know if I know that name. It sounds slightly familiar.
All right. Well, I think it's time to move on. Oh, well, no, wait. Tim Bollinger, who I know I'm going to see at Hackamania, coming in, says, I'd like to sit with you and straight across from Jenny at the blackjack table next weekend. Let's do that, Tim Bollinger. I am definitely playing blackjack this time around. I didn't get a chance to gamble very much at the first Hackamania, but now we're going to be in the casino proper the entire time. We're not traveling to a venue.
It'll be great if you come back and you're like, Mike, I got to make a disclaimer here. I got to Vegas and they told me I owed the Venetian $35,000. I don't know. I didn't gamble. I don't know what happened.
I had a marker at New York, at the MGM, at the Venetian.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I am now, I went from 2 homes to 0. So just please take pity on me. I would appreciate it. You want to see what's happening over on TikTok?
Please.
Me too.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
Still my favorite jingle, even though the original song is I'm not a fan of. But that one is so well done.
Definitely.
All right. This one comes in from Record Lover in our Discord. If you want to join our Discord, it's very easy to do. Go to whoarethese.com. There's a link for our Discord. Sign up for free. And there's a channel in there dedicated to Who Are These Socials. We get a lot of great suggestions. And Record Lover, who's also woke.dad on TikTok.
I was going to say, I'm surprised he's moving outside of Woke Dad.
Yeah, he oftentimes posts woke dad stuff, but he found this video. And this is, I don't usually play visual things on this show, but it's so fun that I thought this would be good for us. I'll explain what's happening. Okay. We're at a Detroit Tigers baseball game, and there's a woman who's got the really nice seats right behind home plate, and she's walking down to her seat with 2 beers in her hands, a beer for each hand.
You know.
And twists her ankle, and down she goes. Oh, both drinks. Oh, both drinks are gone. And now people are helping her up.
Young
I love that because that's easily $28 worth of beverages.
Oh, just probably
gone.
more, I would think.
Maybe more. Yeah. Probably more, actually. Good point.
Probably $40.
Just dunzo right there.
And the consummate professional broadcaster, not letting it distract him.
I can't imagine being the pitcher. If I'm the pitcher, I'm doubled over with laughter.
You ever see this shit?
Remember the guy who was doing the, I think it was at a Yankees game. Maybe it was White Sox. Anyway, the guy was behind home plate, and he was doing the gesture like he was sucking on 2 boners at once.
No, I don't remember.
it was a few years ago now. But the guy was just having a field day, and he's just doing it throughout like the 8th inning. And then in the 9th inning, you see security come down and take him out.
That's good fun because I feel like
That
back in the
is.
day it was a big deal to get on TV. Like oh my god, I'm on TV. But now it could be utilized so much better because of
Right.
social media.
Make it a viral moment. But this woman just twisted her ankle and just smashed, just fell right down the stairs.
Poor lady.
There's also a video, and I'm sure you've seen this or people have seen this, where there's a guy holding a baby and a beer, and a foul ball comes towards him. He throws the baby up, catches the ball, catches the baby again. It doesn't spill a drop of his beer.
Fuck?
It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's like Penn Jillette level. Like, whoa, is that a magic trick? How did you do that?
Wildly irresponsible.
I mean, not since Michael Jackson was holding blanket over the balcony have we seen someone be so irresponsible with their baby.
I'm stunned hearing about it. I can't imagine watching it.
You have to see it. It's, I mean, if you could see, I mean, I think
Sure, I
described
got you.
it-
I got
think I described it to you pretty well.
You did.
Let's talk about Opie on TikTok, can we?
Oh, please. I'd love to.
Opie Radio. The Opie Radio Podcast.
Babble, babble, babble.
Skunk fart.
Jesus Christ.
It's
What a douche.
All right, sorry, I'm just having fun now myself.
Can I ask you something about that intro that I've never
Please.
asked before?
Yeah.
That when the voice that goes, the Opie Radio Podcast.
Yep.
Is that from Opie's podcast?
Yes, when he was on Westwood One,
Yeah.
when he actually had a production team behind him, that was the actual production of the show.
So it's an impression of the fake voice Opie does?
I don't think they were trying to do that.
What else are they doing then? Why are you saying the Opie Radio Podcast? Why would you say it like that?
Your guess is as good as mine, but I don't think they're clowning the performer, the talent.
I think they have to be, right? There's no other explanation.
All right, now I got to hear this again. Let me hear this.
Opie Radio.
Not there.
Okay.
The Opie Radio Podcast.
That's how Opie
Yeah,
would say it, right?
You're right. You're right.
What
I think
else?
he's-
Why else would you say it like that?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I think he's trying to have like a silly comedic thing to it. The Opie Radio Podcast, but
I
Opie
think
didn't talk like
Opie-
that back then. You got to remember, this new Opie is only come out in the last couple of years.
That's true.
I
But
mean,
he always found that funny, even particularly at the end of Opie and Anthony. He would
Yep.
always be like, "I say things funny. That's my thing," you know.
that's my thing.
Yeah,
But this
that's what makes
segment,
him special.
the segment we did on WATP yesterday about Opie, where a super chatter he gets got by a super chat because he didn't read ahead.
Okay.
And so the super chat is just like, hey, you know, talking about Opie and Anthony back in the day. And then it ends with, do you ever think back and wish you were the funny one? And Opie's response, rather than just be like, all right, man, you got me, was, there's plenty of examples of me being the funny one. If you go on the internet, you can find plenty of examples.
His reactions, not to
I
get
love
focused
it.
on that too much.
I love it. It's the best.
It's like, first of all, there's plenty of good jokes like that usually get me and make me laugh. But even if it's like a shitty joke that I've heard a million times, you just go, all right, you got whatever, and you
Yep.
move on. Why react like that and argue with the guy?
It's the worst way possible to
I
react to
am the
that.
funny one.
Yes. All right. Opie on TikTok. This is the most recent TikTok video he's put up. Now, what he does sometimes is he takes little clips from his podcast or his live streams and he puts them on TikTok. This is him talking to Ron the waiter. And Ron the waiter is at his place, I assume a studio apartment in the Bronx or somewhere.
Cool.
And Opie is doing his thing. And Mike, I don't know why he posted this. I literally don't know what's going on. I'm going to look at the chat. If you guys know what's going on,
okay,
please let me know.
I want to leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with this. And I promise you, if you start thinking like this, your world will start to slowly change for the better. If you, that's funny.
The only thing I'll tell you from a visual perspective is that Opie's screen goes away
Yeah.
And it just starts having a spinning thing.
Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Oh, please.
In Opie's mind, Ron's saying something so poignant. He's leading up to one of those classic Ron points, and at the perfect moment, much like when Opie would hang up on Kristen Bell or Ralphie May or whoever.
Yes.
Opie gets him at the perfect moment, and it's like, jeez, I was going to say something so important, and you were gone. Damn.
You got it. Yeah, Jacques in the chat says he got hung up on, I guess. You're right. I just, because Opie has so many technical issues, I just assumed that his internet went out.
Well, which, by the way, I assume Jacques and I are longtime Opie and Anthony fans.
Yeah.
Is there anyone on TikTok that's going to be like, classic, you got Ron the Waiter, you motherfucker, the old hang-up game?
Let's read the comments. That one guy says, damn, the kid still has it.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Stu says, don't do that, Opie. That's the only Fred you have in the whole world. NY Rob 68 says, the old hang-up disc, classic.
Okay, all right.
I should have read the comments. I would have understood this better.
Yeah.
And then, hi, Opie. It's me, Autumn Pumpkin, a.k.a. Emily from Reddit. I like Ron the Waiter. Oh, I bet Opie responds to that. Let's see what he says. No idea who you be, he says. And then Emily writes, I'm your biggest fan, Opie. I know Long Island Clan tries to be, but he's not. I like Ron the Waiter. You should have him on your show more.
This is very inside.
Oh, Emily's fucking with him for sure. All right, you ready for Opie's hot take on Beyonce?
Of course.
I always like when Opie is reading the news and gives us his understanding of it, his angle on it.
Yeah.
As only Opie can. He's been in the radio since he was 18. He's been a success since he was 18, as we found out. Because of this.
Norton did a live stream with Nikki the other night.
Yeah.
And so he rarely responds to Opie stuff, but he did a couple times in this live stream.
I heard that.
He made a joke like, I've been doing it since I'm 18.
Oh, no shit.
And the next day, without knowing that, someone chatted Opie and was like, hey, Jim was clowning on you. And Opie goes, listen, man, I've been doing this since I was 18.
Damn, I'm so mad I missed that because I played the clip of someone telling him that Jim Norton was ragging on him. He goes, I don't believe you. I know you guys are lying to me.
It might not have been the Jim response, but it was in the same episode where he's like,
hilarious.
Listen, I've been doing this since I'm 18, guys.
All right. This is his hot take on Beyonce.
Beyonce. Yuck. She's doing her cowboy tour, right? Big, huge cowboy tour, because I guess she's a cowgirl now, right? And then people are like, you're not a cowgirl. And she's like, I'm from Texas. Good for you. But there's nothing in your being that says cowgirl. Just because you put on a dumb white cowboy hat doesn't make you a cowgirl. So she started her tour, right? It's a cowgirl country tour. The best place to start that, obviously, is L.A. Not in Texas. One of your stupid songs says Texas. You start in Texas. Yes. Cheers to Beyonce. You're just terrific. Oh my God, you're terrific.
Okay, I have some thoughts on this.
Does Bruce start every tour in Jersey? I don't.
That's the first thing I was going to say. Who gives a shit where the first shows are? Tickets go on sale. People purchase them if they're in the area.
Yeah.
No one's just like, I'll only go see Beyonce if our city's the first city she goes to.
It's probably the routing that's best for her. I don't think.
Yeah, starting on one of the coasts is actually probably convenient because then you can slowly move across the country.
I have to go to Texas first and back to Los Angeles.
Right. It doesn't make so Opie's take is retarded. Also, Beyonce is failing miserably, and it's very funny because
is she?
Oh yeah, she put out this country album and it was like album of the year. It won the Grammy.
It won a Grammy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And no one likes it. No one cares. And so she's doing this tour now with this new sound that no one wants to hear Beyonce playing country music. She's playing, I think it's the Staples Center, 5 nights to start the tour. Mm-hmm. And there are some shows where it's half sold.
Well, it's probably all those people protesting like, this should be in Dallas, you bitch.
How dare you not do this in Houston? But it is very funny that she booked herself so many times in an arena.
Oh,
and
I didn't realize that
once.
because I was gonna say my thought was like I'm not pretending it's real country music, but like it was a successful album, so I assumed people wanted to hear it. But
You would assume that based on all the critics fawning over her and how amazing she is.
yeah,
And she won Artist of the Quarter Century already.
oh, that's a coveted award.
Everyone wants to be the Artist of the Quarter
Every
Century.
25 years.
As if it's not Taylor Swift. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Beyonce.
True, Beyonce robs her again.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All right. I have one more Opie clip on here. Beyonce is a pretty recent phenomenon that Opie's talking about. I like it when Opie goes back and talks about things like dinosaurs.
Oh, good. Okay.
Him and Ron the waiter start riffing, and Opie's got a take on dinosaurs that, Mike, if you need to push yourself away from the microphone because you're laughing too hard, that's fine.
Okay.
If you got like a cough button or something, just so you don't laugh all over the content here.
I appreciate that.
Might want to be ready for that.
If you hate birds, what you're really saying is you hate dinosaurs. You hate dinosaurs.
It's our turn. Yeah, F the dinosaurs. They had their chance. Those idiots couldn't figure out any technology, so they went bye-bye. This was their planet, Ron.
Right.
This
The
was their
dinosaurs
planet.
had-
But they
the
went for
dinosaurs-
years with their little. They couldn't even figure out how to get their
80
arms
million.
longer. They
Yeah.
went through a million, maybe a billion years like this. Like, oh, I wish I had longer arms so we could get some technology before the meteorite hits us.
You know what that little segment makes me think of?
Please.
I'd like you to shame I know you're friends with Anthony Cumia for this.
Sure.
It always bugged me, and I was never like an Opie hater.
Me neither.
But it always bugged me. Opie would do things like this on the Opie and Anthony show.
And they'd bail him out.
Anthony would bail him out, entertain, and make it funny.
Yep.
And I would be like, no, you're rewarding bad behavior. Bad, Anthony. This is what you should do. And they can't because it's Opie. But if Rich Voss said that on the Opie and Anthony show, it would make a great hour of radio because
You're
they would
so
just
right.
be goofing on him for his amazement at dinosaurs.
You
But
are
when
so
Opie says
right.
it, you were never allowed to make fun of it.
And Ron the waiter doesn't sit there and just be like, what? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? No, they're animals.
And also, there's just that one dinosaur that has the short arms. Not all the dinosaurs. They didn't know. What's he talking about?
They're a notoriously short-armed being.
But let me just zoom out for a second, because you and I get real close to the sun when it comes to the Opster.
Sure.
Remember what we're watching. This is not, I'm not pulling a clip from his podcast and going, what a shitty take on dinosaurs this is. He decided to curate this, put this up on his TikTok, add the Jurassic Park music to the background.
Oh, yeah.
He's showcasing this as like, you guys got to check out my podcast if you're not.
And we do know Opie well enough to know that if you criticized, say you went on his live stream and we're like, boy, you and Ron really sucked yesterday, Opie. He would go, really? You didn't like the thing we did about dinosaurs? Then this just isn't for you. All right.
Block. We got to get rid of you.
He would list that as like one of the great highlights of the episode.
Go
Dinosaur
screw. Yeah, no, he does this thing. I don't really talk about it very much, but the comedy quick hits where he finds clips from his old show, especially when he was doing the afternoon show on Sirius that no one listened to, where he puts together the highlights and you listen and you go, oh, this is what Opie thinks is funny? This is crazy.
Yeah. And it's a guy who was like, who stole credit from Jim Norton for bringing in all these comedians. Like Opie got credit, and even like Ron Bennington gave him a lot of credit over the years for having this like farm system of comedians. And it's like his ability to know what's funny is so tremendously poor if you look at what he's doing now.
Yep. And I would love to see, someone should compile, if this is even possible to do, someone should compile the number of hours that Opie made Bill Burr and Dan Soder, and I mean, pick your successful comedian today, made him wait outside the studio.
Oh, yeah.
And not come in because Opie was just big timing them.
And that was one of the major Norton and Opie fights was Jim saying like, hey, that's rude to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly, even if Opie wasn't intentionally being rude, perfectly reasonable complaint.
Yeah. Yeah, if you tell someone to get here at 9 and they get here at 9 and then you have them in at 9:30. It's kind of a dick move.
Jeselnik said that. There was a thing Jeselnik did. He called like Opie and Anthony. He was like, "Oh, it was just this racist show."
Yeah, I heard that on your show.
Completely reductive way. But one thing he did say that I did find interesting. He's like, "I went in there once and I had to wait for like 2 hours, and then they canceled on me."
Ugh.
It's like that is a crazy way to behave.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously this is not a good comparison at all. But when Jim Norton was in town last time and I had him in studio, I changed my entire schedule around to make sure I was accommodating for him to come in and be on the show. I mean, that's what you do.
Right. And like, you should do that for pretty much any guest, unless I get, I'm trying to think of an example from Opie and Anthony, but like, I can't think of anything in particular, but say something crazy happened in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Where they have to, they're in a fight with some other radio show, or, you know, an intern confesses something crazy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
On a day like that, of course, you're like, dude, I'm so sorry we couldn't get to you. It wouldn't make any sense for you to come in. But this happened weekly, twice a week, however often it happened.
Yeah. When they're just talking about hoarders from the night
Yeah.
before or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can just have them in.
Super chat, yeah. Carl's gonna read a super chat. Super chat. Oh, come on now. Mike would do it, but he can't. Hey! Woo!
I want to thank, of course, you can support the show and participate by going to supertip.gg/WATP. And one of the all-stars on this show, a woman who I'm looking forward to meeting in Boston on June 21st, WATPlive.com to get tickets. KJ is here with $50. Thank you very much, KJ. And she says, can't wait to see you guys in Boston. I will be wearing my Geary Gales shirt. There is a ladies club for Karl, but the name's not polite.
All right, well, now I'm definitely in. If KJ and the rest of the Geary Gals are going to be there, I'm in.
I didn't know there were Geary Gals.
Oh, come on.
My wife's going to sign up for this. I didn't know this was a thing. That's
come on,
exciting.
Jenny. Come on board.
Yeah, she'll be in for sure. And I can only imagine what my female club would be. Yeah,
it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, KJ. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. Gonzo Shitcock, $5 says, just want to say WATB sucks and sucks hard. No one asked for those bozos. I speak for all WATP fans. Still love you, Lady K. Well, Gonzo, I appreciate the feedback. We accept all and any criticism and feedback here on the Who Are These Podcasts network. But believe it or not, people are digging what they're doing over there, Christian and EZ.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they're building a little following over there.
Nice.
Who Are These Broadcasters, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. G-Rob coming in with, is Dabble House content at least discounted now? It's not. I guess I could do that. I don't really promote it anymore.
You should double it.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if you missed out,
sorry.
it's on you.
Not a bad idea, though, G-Rob. Maybe I'll do that. Mr. Doodle, $5 says, Mr. Blind Mike, OJ hates me and won't tell me why. Can you figure it out? Dude, K-Man, Karl, can I have your personal number for meal updates? It's a lot to unpack with that one.
OJ's a very reasonable man. I'm sure he's got very rational and well thought out points. If he doesn't,
another bland comment from Bland Mike.
Oh, hey, that's below the belt. You watch it, pal. It's too far.
Cameo Blind Mike for $2 says, one for cinema. Great show, fellas.
Yes.
All right.
Shout out cinema.
Getting some love. Gonzo says, no, they're not. All right, I'm not going to argue with you anymore. There are people who appreciate Who Are These Broadcasters on this channel and tune into Christian and Eric Zane.
No, you're supposed to say, yes, they are. And then in 15 minutes, he super chats. No, they're not.
Oh, yeah, you're wrong, Gonzo. Tell me I'm wrong again. I dare you. All right, we want to head over to our friend Woke Dad.
I would do anything in my power to keep him happy, healthy, and safe. The name that they would call their superhero was Woke Dad! I stand up against injustice. Woke Dad! Standing up for what's right. Woke Dad! Dress up and have...
I love this this first clip here because you said this to me, you go, this isn't a story. And I love woke dad stories. I love his interactions with people. Yeah. This is different. This one hits different. he might be reaching a little bit on this one.
I just walked out of this grocery store. I was in there to get some stuff, and I have to tell you, if you can be anything today, be someone's surprise, because I mean, I always wear an earbud when I'm in a store because I'm super friendly and I stop to talk to everyone, and then I can't get anything done. So I put a little music on and I walk around while.
Okay, I have to stop it right there. This guy he can't control himself with how friendly he is. He's got an uncontrollable urge to be friendly.
Yeah.
So he has to deaden that by blasting music in his ear to remind him not to say hi to every person that he sees.
Oh, I just want to be friends with you so bad.
This is a sociopath, is what we're describing right here. This guy should be in a halfway home.
He has to quell his friendliness. All right, people are getting pissed with how friendly I am.
This reminds me of those insurance commercials that are actually very good, where it's like homeowners turning into their parents. That series of commercials. Mm-hmm. It's like I just picture the guy grabbing woke dad and be like, okay, we don't need to talk to them. They're just weighing their vegetables. Let's move along.
This is actually anti-woke dad, what he's saying. It's against his whole philosophy, because his entire thing is spread joy.
Right.
Spread happiness and positivity as much as you can.
Stopping himself from doing
Why
it.
would he curb that in any way?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, he's going against his own morals and
it's almost
values.
like he's lying about this.
All right, well, let's see. Maybe he's got a very interesting story that's compelling and worth all of this.
On my way out, I saw a woman with a Protect Trans Kids t-shirt, and I know as a parent to a trans kid, it's exciting to see one of those t-shirts because it's somebody else affirming that they're kind to their children or to...
That's how I feel when I see someone in a Darth Vader shirt. I'm like, yo, Vader, let's go, buddy. High five.
Oh, I'm so excited to see you.
Kids in the trans community as a whole, so I kind of pointed to her shirt. And she was on the phone, and of course I had an earbud in, and she took her phone down, and I knew she was about to say something, so I took my earbud out, and she goes...
Okay, this is already obnoxious. This woman's on the phone. He's listening to music. He walks over to her, and you can tell she's just like, oh, fuck. You know, someone's got to talk to me for some reason.
She goes, what? What do you want? And I know that response. I know that defensive response because so often when you're wearing those ally t-shirts and that ally apparel, you're kind of a target too.
Yeah, that's
people don't always respond well to that.
On the phone.
Right. Yeah, it's not just because you're inconveniencing a stranger who's doing something right now.
What? I'm a victim, even though I chose to wear this shirt.
Right.
I said, thank you. As a parent to a trans kid, thank you a ton. And she smiled, and she looked surprised, and she went along with her day. So if you can be anything today, be a positive surprise in someone else's life.
All right. This is not a story. This is not a story. He said a thing to a lady who didn't respond.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't make a whole series of videos about this interaction. Wow. Incredible, Dan.
What is interesting, remember he took a break recently from telling this type of story.
Right.
Where I was like, Dan, I think Daniel might have stopped lying about these things.
Stop making shit up, right.
I think he took a little break, recharged his batteries, and said, I'm going to make these stories sound more believable. So now...
Okay.
So now he's telling bland stories that he's injecting his own thought into. Like here's what they were really thinking. Like he's filling in the blanks that he would have otherwise been like, and she dropped her phone and hugged me. And
there's
I changed everything.
A tear rolled down her eye.
Yeah.
As she gave me a bear hug after I said this. It was gender affirming. You're right. This is a story that could only be real because it's such a nothing burger. Nothing happened in this story.
Yeah, if you boil the story down to the basics of what it get rid of all the Daniel Alexander fluff and strip it down to the basics, what it really is I annoyed a lady on a phone by going like, I want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And I made her stop her phone call and go, what? What's up? And I had nothing, really. I just said, nice t-shirt and walked away.
Yep. And she smiled.
That's the interaction.
And moved about her day. And his takeaway was, I made that lady's day today. I'm
She
sorry.
went home and told her husband.
I'm sorry. Some a-hole had to like tell me how amazing he is because he has a trans kid. Anyway, what were you saying?
She sat her trans kid down that night and was like, "This T-shirt, well, this is the linchpin to my happiness."
Mike, this story inspired me to do a little research.
Oh.
And I apologize in advance. I don't know if this is appropriate for our show, but I wanted to do this research to understand what Dan is so proud of himself about. Now, the percentage of 13 to 17-year-olds in the U.S. who identify as trans is 1.43%. This is according to a UCLA, some UCLA research.
Oh, it's probably higher out there.
Well, and they even go by state, which I'm going to break down. 1.43% children 13 to 17. Adults 18 plus, 0.52%. So children are 3 times more likely to be trans than adults.
Wonder why that is.
Okay. Now, New York State, listen to this. New York State, 13 to 17-year-olds who identify as trans, 3%.
Whoa.
3%, more than double the national average just in New York State.
Shit.
But adults in New York State are 0.53%, which is right on par with the national average. So it's not like New York is like, well, that's where all the trans people go. It's like, no, that's just like where
Just kids.
kids become trans. And my point of telling you this is that this is a phenomenon known as social contagion. So children are just like, hey, I'm trans. That's really cool. Like, oh, I want to be trans. Okay, let's all be trans. That's how this kind of thing is spreading. And Dan's part of the problem.
Hey, you call it a problem. I say I got to tip my cap to Dan Alexander. You did it, buddy. You're
part-
getting him.
He's part of the problem, Mike.
We're going to get that number up to 50%.
Why are 3%? 1 in 30 kids in schools is trans?
Yeah.
Mike, you're younger than me. I imagine you probably went through a trans phase when you were in school, right? You probably had a girl for a while, non-binary, used to tuck it.
It's a confusing time. Do I have a penis or not? What's it all about?
Did you go to school with any trans kids?
I was a little before that craze. I know a couple that probably identify that way now.
Okay.
But no, not openly trans.
I lived in a place after college where one of our neighbors, and like it was a house with multiple apartment units in it. One of our neighbors was a cross-dresser. But that's like, that's like what it used to be back then. The guy enjoyed putting panties on, and now it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's important that we get those numbers up, though, Dan. Keep up the good work.
It's ridiculous. This is something that we don't normally do on the show, but this is our
Cringe of the week. Cringe of the week.
Ooh.
This comes in from Record Lover, and he's got a quick one for us of Woke Dan.
So, I hear you.
I should point out, this is from February of 2024.
Oh, how did we miss this?
And he writes, this is worthy of cringe of the week.
All right.
So, I hear you think you can beat my glow up. Challenge accepted. I park a coffee shop in my driveway every day.
What do you think about that little humble brag?
What's disgusting about it is I'm certain that is part of some trend that was happening at that time.
The glow up, beat my glow up kind of thing.
Like, you know those videos where it's like, I'm a podcaster. Of course whatever the fuck. Like, I'm sure
I'm a Costco guy. Of course
yeah, yeah.
But he's so proud of himself for owning this shitty trailer that he serves coffee out of.
It's a mobile coffee
thinks
shop. Get it right.
He really thinks he's accomplished something that most people can't and haven't. If I was given the choice tomorrow to do what he does, I would rather have daggers in my eyeballs.
There's never a line at this coffee shop. It's the damnedest thing.
Oh, actually, I think you're wrong about that.
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to skip to this video now that you just said that.
Oh, no.
Because he's going to talk about his clientele. And
oh,
this is so amazing.
Forgot about this.
This is so great.
I just had a woman tell me that I just gave her the best coffee experience she's ever had in her life. And
best coffee experience.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Best coffee experience. You know what an experience is?
Yeah.
Spending a week in Paris.
Sure.
going whitewater rafting. That's an experience.
Or ordering a nice cup of Java.
Nope. That's not.
And then leaving because there's no seating at this.
No.
venue.
That's drive-through coffee is not a coffee experience. But all right, I'll let him explain.
I just had a woman tell me that I just gave her the best coffee experience she's ever had in her life. And I want to tell you first, like a lot of my customer basis at my mobile coffee shop window is super diverse. It didn't start out that way. A lot of times people saw me as a coffee shop owner, just this regular white dude. And some people were a little reluctant to try out my coffee. But I...
Could you imagine? There's a black person or Hispanic, and they're just like, there's no way I'm getting coffee from that honky. Are you kidding me? Gonna get some honky coffee? No way would I do that.
Starbucks is just like, how do we get the people of color in here?
They're very reluctant. You gotta have some brown people with spiky pink hair, or else they're not coming in. What an idiot. The way he sees the world is bonkers.
Jesus Christ.
And some people were a little reluctant to try out my coffee, but I've really built this diverse community of customers because,
good.
Well, I mean, if a white dude shows up to my counter, it's a great experience.
Well, wait, hold
White
on.
woman
I
shows up to my
I
counter.
know where he's going with this, so maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
He built a very diverse community. How?
Sure. Oh, I think
only white people felt comfortable going there.
Maybe the white people spread the word to their one black friend. They're like, by the way, he's one of the good ones.
Hey, blacks, it's safe to get your coffee there. Don't worry. I know he's a white guy, but don't worry about it. No.
It started off only white people were going up there because they're just like, oh, yep, yeah, that's not for us. You know, all the minorities.
I asked him, and it turns out this is a lynching-free coffee shop.
Jim Crow's coffee. I'm not going there.
It sounds bad.
Hey, can I use this water fountain? Definitely not. separate but equal coffee. Remember we were talking about the Spite coffee shop that Larry David had?
Yes.
In Curb. That's my Spite coffee shop. I'm going to open up next to his. Separate but equal. Jim Crow's coffee.
This is the coffee for you people.
Yes. Whites only.
Shows up to my counter, it's a great experience. If a white woman shows up to my counter, it's a little bit better an experience than the guy before her. If a black man shows up to my counter, this is a terrific experience, both customer service and coffee.
Yep.
If a black woman shows up to my counter, this is one of the best experiences she's had in a long time.
Right, yeah.
If a queer, trans, black woman shows up to my counter, this is the best experience she's ever had in her life.
This is just an aside. I just love that, like, calling someone a queer is being an ally now. You know, if a queer shows up, like, you can say that? All right, cool. I'm in.
Queers love it here.
Yeah.
By the way, in this perverse ranking system, apparently Hispanics and Asians not allowed at Daniel's mobile coffee shop.
You're right. Yeah, he went white man, white woman, black man, black woman, and then right to queers.
And then just gays. If you're a tint of brown, you can pack your trash. Go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Cash only. That's what we do. No personal checks if you're brown.
Black woman shows up to my counter, this is the best experience she's ever had in her life. It isn't because any of those experiences are any different than the one before. It's just that I treat all of those people the same way. I treat them with equity. I treat them with kindness. I try and give them a great experience. And a lot of people in more diverse communities, they're not used to seeing that, especially from guys on the other end that look like me. So when this woman showed up and said this was the best experience she's ever had, I wasn't that surprised. A little sad that she can't feel that way all the time, but I wasn't that surprised.
So this is interesting. Mike, I didn't realize this, but he is the only barista in the whole world who isn't a racist bigot.
Yes.
He's literally calling out every other white person who works at a coffee shop as being a racist.
Oh, and if you've seen coffee baristas, they are always hetero white men.
Yep. Oh, for sure. I know when you go to a
Joe
Starbucks.
Rogan and Dana White at every Starbucks.
Correct. Starbucks are never diverse. Not in the clientele, not in the employees, for sure.
No,
you're right.
Not.
is this an insane person? He's lost the plot.
That's the craziest rankings. So if I can reenact this for the people, if you didn't quite
Please.
get his list, a white guy goes there and he's like, "This is some good coffee. This is a good coffee experience." Some queer walks in and goes, "Yahoo!
Never before have I had a coffee experience like this.
Now this is coffee drinking."
Mike, what he's describing here is that the society that we all live in New York State, down the road from me, is so racist and homophobic and bigoted that there's only one man, one superhero, who's able to rise above all of that and treat every human being as if they're human beings. Can you imagine in 2025, there's just a one person who thinks that way?
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm a straight white guy and a coffee drinker, and it's annoying out here at Dunkin' Donuts when you get caught in line because the guy behind the counter is always like, "You gay?" I'm like,
I don't know if we
No.
serve your kind. I gotta get my manager. Hold on. a
"No,
second.
I'm not gay." They're like, "Prove it."
He starts showing him Playgirl. He's like, "Is this getting you excited at all?" No, I'm telling you, I don't want to see any more boners. Please,
All
put
right,
it
you
away.
passed our test, but it was close.
And there's two things going on. There's one, the delusion that Dan has where he thinks that everyone else is a racist bigot. But two, the patting himself on the back.
Yeah.
The idea that every single person who is experiencing this horrible hardship everywhere else they go, when they go to the gas station, when they go to the post office, like all they're doing is experiencing this horrible bigotry. And finally there's this one place they go to and they're like, "This guy gets me." It's the only one.
You're saying, so and I'm going to keep an eye on this at the live show. I'm going to be listening to your conversation. If someone comes up to you and says, "Karl, listening to your podcast is the greatest experience of my life," you're going to reply, "Not surprised." I figured.
Of course it is.
I figured.
Actually,
What a crazy.
No, you know what I'm going to say? If someone goes, "Wow, this has been a really fun experience going to your live show," I'd be like, "Imagine if you were black and queer."
Yeah.
It'd be even better.
Oh my, that would really be.
Would have been so much better if you were black and queer, you dummy. Ricky Bev coming in. Supertip.gg/WATP is where you want to go to support the show.
Yay, super chats.
And Ricky Bev coming in with $5 whole.
You should always try to be someone's surprise. Maybe we can go in the men's room and you can put your surprise all over my face.
Well, yeah, I was worried people would take it that way.
Oh boy. Jack Sampson coming in.
Greetings, Michael. Karl, although I do believe that you are a heterosexual, if you ever met Woke Dad, you would certain get into a slap fight with him.
I don't think that's true.
I know that voice is me, but it still scares me.
I think we'd get along famously. Jay Loiter, $10 says, "I'm a little behind on the live stream, but if John won a poker tournament for $250,000, there'd be a record of it. Perhaps even on Hendon Mob." I don't know what that is. Is he listed on Hendon Mob? Love the show. FSJ, FKB, FVTM. Thank you very much, Jay Loiterer. I don't know what that is, but let's look it up.
That'd be interesting because we don't know that version of John Cerasani. He's not a liar in the way that a lot of these guys are.
He's pretty braggadocious, but
he's very braggadocious. But that would be a new layer if we found out he was lying about stuff like that.
Gosh, winning a poker tournament for $250,000 is a big deal. That is a very difficult feat, and I've never heard him talk about poker before.
Well, there's a chance he didn't do it, so I'm still open to that idea as well.
Timothy McD, remember for 9 months, says, "Separate but equal exchange coffee." I like it. I'm telling you, I might just open up a Spite store.
I like the idea of Karl opening the racist coffee shop, and it's mostly minority. They're like, "This is interesting. I want to check this out."
That's hilarious. Could you see that? And Dan's looking like, "What the fuck? I got all the trans stickers. I got the Black Lives Matter sign. Like, what are they doing?"
Daniel overhears someone go, "Now this is an experience." And he's like, "Damn it!"
Boom, boom, boom. All right, this is another wild one. This is my last Woke Dad video of the day.
If you think that's bad, wait until I tell you about this weird group. They're...
All right, the comment he's responding to says, the trans are forcing everyone to believe their way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's responding to here.
If you think that's bad, wait until I tell you about this weird group. They're red-haired gingers. Like, oh, the way that they're trying to force their beliefs on us are... Don't get me started about people who are left-handed. They're like 10 times the amount of people that are in the trans community in our society, and they're just trying to force their left-handed ideology on us, right? Or people are out there just trying to live their own life, and if it has no impact on you, it should have no impact on you because you shouldn't care about it. I mean, what I see here, how I perceive this situation, is you just don't want to be held accountable for your own actions. Nobody's forcing you what to believe. Nobody's forcing you how to act. But if you're out in society and you disrespect someone, you don't want to be held accountable for your actions. So do one of a few things. Choose to be a good person, or be held accountable for your own actions, and don't be a good person and say what you really think.
That might be the worst analogy I've ever heard.
It's a wild analogy.
He is comparing the transgender movement with gingers and lefties.
I don't get it. I don't even get the comparison.
It makes no sense. I don't remember when left-handed people were fighting for civil rights.
I'm going to cut my right hand off.
Right. Like, what was the discrimination? They get paid more if they can throw a baseball fast. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about discrimination?
If lefties were replacing their right hand with clubs and playing basketball, then it would become an issue that people talk about.
And Dan, I don't know if he's missing the point on purpose or if he really is this dumb. I can't tell. But he was part of legislation that makes it so children underage can have operations performed on them that will change them forever. And there's schools now that if you're trans or non-binary, the teachers won't tell the parents. It's like their secret. That's like part of the policy. It's like we'll call you whatever you want, whatever pronouns you want. You can change your name, change your gender in school. That's what people are complaining about. And Dan's just like, well, it's just like redheads.
And left.
What? What do you mean?
And my belief on it is that it's become kind of a story that people are talking too much about, because like it doesn't come up in my life at all.
Yeah, me neither.
The amount that people talk about it does not equate to the amount that it comes up in the everyday person's life.
Right.
But for this guy to say that it's all he talks about. It's the only thing in his life. It's what he pumps out on TikTok every single day, and then he's like, well, hey, just mind your business.
Yeah, this is a guy who does not. We just played an example of him not minding his own business. He never minds his own business.
Yes.
He's always teaching lessons and telling you what's up. What an asshole. I'm starting to think this Daniel Alexander's a real prick.
You might be onto something.
Okay. I think I might be. We have some voicemails to get to. I want to thank the one pun. Karl needs to visit Dan's cart /S&M dungeon /studio. The way you put that, I don't think I want to do that now.
Hey, you know what I just realized? I haven't heard much about the art studio lately.
Oh, you're right. Is that maybe a point of contention?
I wonder.
I wonder too, because
summer months are coming. Dan doesn't want to be making pottery. I don't know.
Well, okay. So remember what happened was we started saying, gee, I don't see a lot of kids in that art studio. I see a lot of stuff getting pumped out by you, Dan. And then Dan made a video. He was like, you can't hear it, but next to me, there's kids in that art studio and they're having a blast. It's a safe space. And then we went, yeah, I show us some of this art that they're producing. And now it's been silence.
I do have to give him credit for this, and I can't confirm it because of the point I'm about to make, but I'll give him a little credit for this. I think we control now a lot about his TikTok feed.
Yes.
And he doesn't mention us. So I kind of give him credit for that, for not letting us consume every video he makes. In a way, we do.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? The way, like, John gets obsessed with the dues payer or whatever. Like, he hasn't allowed it to creep into his videos yet, which I kind of respect him for.
Well, that's interesting because with Stuttering John for a long time, he would not say the name of who are these podcasts or my name or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then eventually he hit a tipping point, and then it was Everyday Lady K. And just do it. Opie, for years, never brought me up. if someone else asked him, he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. And now every episode, I don't
That
respect
is
Karl.
true.
He's
Everyone
a
has
piece
their
of
breaking
shit.
point.
There's always a breaking point. So I like what you just said, because it makes me think that maybe sometime in the future, we're only watching videos where Dan's going, and this Mike Geary is a real prick. I would love for him to just be like going on the offensive against us.
I did get dragged out of a Walmart bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
telling you.
There's a chatter named Just Do It for $2 says, why does he always sound like he's about to cry? That's part of the charm.
Yeah. Everything he's saying is so powerful.
Which is the wrong word to use. The guy's not charming at all. All right, people, if you want to send in some voicemails, the way to do that is to go to whoarethese.com and find the voicemail number. Just let us know that it's for Who Are These Socials, because I use that same voicemail number for Who Are These Podcasts and Who Are These Broadcasters. But people figure it out.
Hey, this is for WATS. Karl, dipshit. Comic-Con? The con means convention. You don't need to say Comic-Con convention. Don't be a fucking idiot. Stay horny.
Did I do that?
I didn't. If you did, I didn't notice, and you do deserve to be criticized for it. But I don't remember hearing you say it.
Well, I was at the ATM machine and I was taking out some money. All right, maybe I fucked up. I know what the con stands for, sir.
Very good.
Now listen, I'm not saying it didn't happen. It's just that 6 million does seem like an awful lot. And anyway, I've seen the tattoos, the pictures of tattoos on their arms. They're only ever 5 digits. So how do you get to? Oh. Hello there, Karl. Yeah, see you later, Herschel. It was just me having an important historical conversation with my neighbour there. So WATS, the plot against Julia Fox thickens, so she's not invited to a christening. And Kanye West would only play board games with her. And then she doesn't have any friends to go to brunch with. And why? It's because she stinks.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think she might have a smelly undercarriage.
Oh, I wasn't thinking literally.
Oh, I go too far.
That's certainly possible. I thought he meant like as a kind of a philosophy.
She looks like a woman who smells down there.
Well, and given her track record, what we're reading in this book, it does not contribute to cleanliness.
No, every story about sex is the opposite of sexy.
Yes.
With this woman. So I'm bleeding out my vagina while this guy's penetrating me. Like, oh, okay, cool. Mike, I probably just left a bad taste in people's mouths. If they want to rebound from that, they should go to blindmike.net.
Yes, please. That's where you can find all of my programs, whether it's Why You Laughing, Who Are These Socials, or the Blind Mike Project. Blind Mike Project will be live Sunday at 10 a.m. We're back.
Oh, thank God. We missed you.
I appreciate that.
I will tell you, both my wife and I were looking at each other like, what do we do now? There's no Blind Mike Project to listen to.
It's like no Meet the Press on Sundays.
We were confused.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back to save everyone from another boring Sunday. And Why You Laughing? We just put out an old bonus episode, Ron Bennington versus Colin Flaherty on the Anthony Cumia show. I don't remember us talking about it because it was so long ago, but I'm sure we said some hilarious things and made a lot of great points. So go check it out.
Yeah, so if you've heard it before, listen to it again like it's the first time, because you probably also forgot about it.
Exactly, yeah. And the next Why You Laughing will be Steve Renazizi, the 9/11 lie. So
nice.
You can check that out. And blindmike.net. Thank you, guys.
Very good. I've mentioned whoarethese.com. If you go to that website, what you'll find is all of the podcast episodes that we do on the Who Are These Podcasts network, like Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Socials, Who Are These Broadcasters. They're all right there. There's also links to the live shows that we're doing. We're doing Hackamania next weekend in Las Vegas. You can stream it and watch all the shows, including the Creep Off and This Little Piggy and Who Are These Podcasts, all shows that I'll be hosting while we're down in Vegas. So check that out. And of course, we're going to be live in Boston, June 21st. Save the date. WATPlive.com. There's a link on our homepage, whoarethese.com, to get your tickets. They are selling very quickly. My promoter has been messaging me the last couple of days. Very happy with how ticket sales are going.
Oh.
So you don't want to be left. You want to be left out.
No, and the Geary Gals will be there. So
the Geary Gals,
you boys are going to want to see them.
So that's very exciting. We appreciate all the support. Thank you for being here, watching live. If you weren't, we're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, except for this Thursday coming up, so I probably shouldn't have said that. Let's get out of here, Mike.
Have the day you deserve.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. They're like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Karl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?